Hello guys, welcome back on this lovely Wednesday afternoon, middle of the week, already middle of February. Oh my goodness, it is going by so fast. Today's video, we're doing a Q&A part 2 where I answer your questions. We did this last week to a couple weeks ago. We had some really interesting questions and I felt like we got some but didn't get enough. So, I decided to open up again. I asked for questions on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I got some Facebook questions and some Twitter questions. I'll be answering here. 3 total questions and a lot of people. So 3 people with a lot of questions. They asked a lot of questions here. So let's get right into it. The first question here is from Facebook, actually, from Walt Disney World resident, annual pass holder. Why are people willing to wait 3+ hours for a ride? And they quoted Flight of Passage usually. 1 hour seems to be our max. Are we unusual? Good question. Here I'm in California, so I'm a Disneyland AP holder, and our 3 hour plus ride continues to be Radiator Springs Racers, as the West Coasters know. It's nearly every even on slower days, it's at least an hour and a half wait. I've waited actually 135 minutes for the ride. That's as much as I've waited for that one, and actually as much as I've waited for any ride at any theme park. And you know, I'm not too sure. I mean, I personally wait for it because I really love that ride. So if it's the Guardians of the Galaxy, Splash Mountain, Radiator Springs Racers, I'll wait 3 hours for an Incredicoaster because to me that 3 hours is much more worth it than going on some smaller rides like Peter Pan and Little Mermaid or Goofy Sky School, stuff like that. That if I were to wait one ride for 3 hours or go on several smaller rides that were shorter waits for 3 hours, I would. And if there's no Max Pass available, that's another thing. If there's no Max Pass available, if there's Max Pass, I'll get the Max Pass. But if there's just the only options to wait, usually I really want to get on that ride, so I'll wait the 3 hours. And that's again usually for Guardians of the Galaxy. That's my favorite ride at the Disneyland Resort. So I'll go ahead and wait 3 hours for that one if I really had to. Even with the Max Pass, I'd probably get a Max Pass and wait 3 hours because I just absolutely love that ride. I can personally go, especially since I have a pass, I can go over there to California Adventure, ride, or to Disneyland Resort really, ride that one ride and go home and be perfectly okay. So I guess, Flight of Passage, I heard, it's a beautiful, great ride and something I really would like to try next time I head over to Disney World. Because I've seen videos, YouTube videos, POVs, it looks fantastic and beautiful. And I would definitely want to try it. So, I mean, it must be that great a ride if people wait 3 hours. I saw the wait time for Flight of Passage, actually. Someone posted on Twitter over the President's Day weekend, and it was about a 7-hour wait. Oh, sorry, 345-minute wait. So 5 hour and 45-minute wait. So almost a 6 hour wait. And this ride has been open for several years now. So I think it definitely has to be that good of a ride if people are gonna wait 5.5 hours a couple years after it already opened. But no, you're not unusual as part of your second question. You're not unusual. A lot of my friends won't wait more than 45 minutes. 45 minutes to an hour is their usual, and I feel like that's the usual for even for me for just any ride. Like 45 minutes is typical. 60, 75 minutes is my max usually. I'll avoid anything if it's a really good ride. Alright, this one's from DCA Fanboy, number 2. Shout out to DCA Fanboy. He's always very active on Twitter. You should definitely follow him. He's the Disneyland Collector on Twitter, or at DCA Fanboy. And brings a lot of good points. He's a California Adventure lover like myself. It is my favorite park. I assume it's his too, since he has DCA in the name. But his questions are: so actually things not Disney related or DCA related. Would see several questions here. He asked. He said, thoughts on Forbidden Frontier coming to Cedar Point? How do you think Forbidden Frontier will play into the Cedar Fair mining universe? What's your opinion of the multi-park stories that are being conducted throughout the Disney and Cedar Fair chains? Can you please give a shout out to DCA Fanboy? Gave out the shout out, but thoughts on Forbidden Frontier coming to Cedar Point? For example, let's just start off with Cedar Point here. Cedar Point, love the theme park. I do. Six Flags Magic Mountain right here in LA may have the most coasters on the planet with 19, soon to get 20. But Cedar Fair definitely has, I think they have 17, so we're getting close. But they definitely have much more theming just on the ground and on their coasters. Like Maverick, for example. Maverick is a very intense launch coaster that's low to the ground and has a lot of surprising thrilling elements, but superbly themed. You're going, you're up on a launch and just like a vertical drop, just like that, and you go in and out of rock caverns, over lakes, and water shoots up. This water cannons shoot water out when you pass over the scenic lake area, almost like the how Manta and SeaWorld Orlando. Um, just that swooping arc, that swooping turn over the lake, which I think is beautiful. Maverick is something similar. Goes right through a tunnel, which is awesome. And then there's also two launches. The second launch, which is in the tunnel. So I absolutely love Maverick and Cedar Point. I love Cedar Point's theming, and I think it was a perfect when they bought Knott's Berry Farm a few years ago. I think it was a perfect addition because they do theming very well. Knott's is very themed, so I think and I like how what they Cedar Fair does Ghost Town Alive, Knott's, and they have now they're doing Forbidden Frontier here. So I love it. I'm not too sure about. I assume the Cedar Fair Mining Universes has a Ghost Town Live connection in this, and I feel like they'll do something like with Disney, kind of, but more on a more where Disney with the adventures like the Tropical Hideaway and the Disney Sea, where how that I forgot the girl's name from one of those Society of Adventurers is has to do a lot with the soaring fantastic flight attraction at Tokyo Disney Sea. I like how they made that connection there, and that those Society of Adventurers at Disney, but they're all their parks. I think Cedar Fair will definitely do that a lot, I'm sure, but in a bigger scale. So like with the Ghost Town Alive, I think that some of the characters in Forbidden Frontier might be friends or might reference some characters from Ghost Town Alive, like back in the West, back over in California, this guy, whatever his name is, was my best friend, and I feel like they'll have connected stories for the Forbidden Frontier. I really like that. I really like that how Cedar Fair is doing that, and I hope with their other parks they do something similar and they can make one big theme park universe with that. Um, so I'll definitely have to check that out and read more about it actually, because I saw some about the Forbidden Frontier, but I haven't read much on it or when it's happening, what it entails. But I assume it's like Ghost Town Alive at Knott's Berry Farm. Let's see, and what's my opinion on these multi-park stories that are being created throughout the Disney and Cedar Fair chains? Again, I love it. Also, you can claim Universal is doing these multi-park stories, maybe not with the Hollywood and not maybe not coast to coast, but with for Hogsmeade and Islands of Adventure, and then Diagon Alley in Universal Studios Florida, with the train pull or the Hogwarts Express connecting them. You can argue that Universal is doing a multi-park story as well, with just with Harry Potter and the rumors of the Ministry of Magic or the Dark Arts. Both of those could be in the third theme park coming. So that's another multi-park universe. And I think it's great. I think it really brings the story alive. Instead of just making one land, it makes like it's like the whole universe is expanded. It encourages people to go visit those other parks to continue with the story. So I think it's great marketing and I think it's great theming. I think all parks, even Six Flags parks, should go ahead and try something like this because I think it's a great idea. Good job, Cedar Fair, for getting your little Disney game on here by creating multi-park universes like Disney with the Marvel theme park universe that they want to do with Paris, Hong Kong, and here. I think it's great, and they should definitely continue to do that. And I can't wait to see how it all develops. And our last question here. What do you think will happen with Star Tours when Galaxy's Edge opens, and what do you want to happen? Well, since I've heard consistent rumors like any kind of Tomorrowland revamp is on the far back burner. I think Star Tours will stay. I know you end on Batu right now. There may be another update to Star Tours to integrate Batu more into the story, besides just landing on it, or they can keep this thing, and so it's kind of like that Star Wars Land connection. So I feel like it's not going anywhere for now, and if Tomorrowland really is on the far back burner, I feel like Star Tours will stay in place for a few years. Or maybe they'll take it out and put Iron Man Experience or something similar in DC's Marvel Land and just kind of incrementally, they won't change Tomorrowland, but just like take out the one ride. Who knows? But I feel like if they're gonna change anything in Tomorrowland, they might as well just do the Tomorrowland revamp. So, and since that's not happening anytime soon, apparently, like Star Tours is going to stay, and it is not going. It's maybe, like I said, maybe updated. What I want to happen, well, I personally, after Galaxy's Edge is open and Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is open, or actually since Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is happening in the backstage and no real disruptions to guests needs to happen, I believe, or I hope, that they should just hurry up, do Tomorrowland, just two birds, one stone. Mickey's Runaway Railway is one stone, the other one, Star Wars Land. Just knock them out of the park. Or, sorry, Tomorrowland. Just knock them out of the park. No way that you should just keep waiting and waiting. It's desperately in need. They're fixing Toontown, which is desperately in need. So now just fix Tomorrowland. Desperately in need. Just give it some nice new attractions, nice architectural update. You're already taking out the Astro Orbiter. Why put it back? Just relocate it. Take out those people mover tracks while you're at it. I mean, there's so much they can easily do right now. They can even do piecemeal. Like I said, Astro Orbiter, you can relocate that. It's already gone, so just take the pieces, take the foundation, lift it up, put it somewhere else, or just completely shelve it until full Tomorrowland revamp can come. Then you can put it in a proper place. But do piecemeal. Take the outdoor or even the indoor people mover tracks. I heard a rumor a few months ago from Fresh Baked, at least, that Dave from Fresh Baked heard that they are taking out interior demolition of the people mover tracks on the tunnels part. I hope that's true, because that's great. You don't have to, if you don't want to do it all at once, at least do it some sort of piecemeal way. The people mover tracks over the Lagoon and Autopia tracks, you can take those out as well. Those will cause less disruption to guests in the people mover tracks and the pathways, if that's what they're worried about. Take the ones, there's no one's on the Lagoon, so just take the Lagoon, hit the tracks, cut them, just demolish them out over the Lagoon, little piece by piece. You can do that when Star Wars Land's open. That has no rush there. So that's what I would want them to do. Either do a piecemeal Tomorrowland revamp, or a full-on Tomorrowland revamp, or both. And with Star Tours, I love the ride, so I feel like if it has to go, they should either move it to Galaxy's Edge and make it a complete update or update it, or they should move it over to DCA and make it it doesn't have to be Iron Man experience, but it could be another Marvel hero, Ant-Man. You're it could be you could be an Ant-Man ship when they or Ant-Man's van when they shrink to the quantum realm. That could be Star Wars. Star Tours. The, the simulators could be rethemed to that. Those are my opinions, and thank you guys for the questions. Um, if you guys like this, comment below. If you want more questions, if you want me to do a Q&A part 3 in the next few weeks, let me know. I will definitely go ahead and do that. Um, keep in mind how you like the questions. If you have any more questions, you can always DM me on Twitter, comment below, and I'll answer them. Um, Facebook, Instagram, Theme Park Wizard, all that stuff. And thank you to all the subscribers. My subscribers have jumped up to 172, which is fantastic. Last time I did this video was about 158 or so, so I've gained like 14, which is awesome. Thank you guys so much. Subscribe to my channel, and I'll be back Friday for a special live stream of Mickey's Mixed Magic with Fireworks or World of Color, one of the two. But I definitely should be at the parks on Friday. Have a great day, guys.